Verbs followed by infinitive or gerund. What do I mean? There are some verbs that when you use another verb immediately after that verb, you have to use whether that be the infinitive, which is to plus the verb, or the gerund form, which is the verb plus the ing. So infinitive to plus the verb, gerund is the verb when you add ing to the end of the verb. Why are these verbs like this and why do they function this way? Well, the meaning can change. So depending on the rule of the verb, which we're going to see in a moment, these verbs will always be followed by infinitive. And there are some other verbs that will always be followed by gerund. For example, when there's no change in meaning, we have verbs like love. If we use gerund or infinitive after the verb to love, nothing happens. The meaning is the same, it doesn't change. I love eating ice cream. I love to eat ice cream. These two sentences mean the exact same thing. When there's a meaning change, I stopped smoking. I stopped to smoke. In this case, it's two different things that we're expressing here. I stopped smoking means that I used to smoke in the past, but I stopped, okay? I no longer smoke. I stopped to smoke. Imagine I was driving my car and I wanted to smoke. So I stopped my car to take a break and then I smoked. So I stopped to smoke. That's what it means in this case. Perfect. So when we say verbs followed by infinitive or gerund, we just mean the verb that comes immediately after the main verb. What structure is it going to take? Is it going to be with to plus the verb, or is it going to be the verb plus the ing form? Awesome. Here are some examples of verbs followed by gerund. And in this case, when you see a verb plus gerund, it has like a past meaning. So it's typically used to talk about things that you used to do in the past, okay? It always has like a past connotation in that sense. For example, I stopped smoking a long time ago. This means that I finished the action. I'm no longer smoking. It's done, okay? In the past. Some other verbs that follow the same rule, okay, we should always use gerund after them are finish, imagine, suggest, recommend, avoid, mind, miss, risk, enjoy. So I can say, I imagine drinking a cold beer on the beach. That's really what I decided right now, not to be honest, because it's summer, but that's what I mean. Imagine drinking, so I have to use the verb in the ing form. Verbs followed by the infinitive. When you use the verb plus the infinitive, it normally has a future meaning, meaning that it's something that you're going to do. For example, we have decide, want, promise, plan, forget. These are some of the most common verbs. And then we have other examples here below. I decided to study, or I decided to go to university. So if I say I decided to go, it's because it's something that I'm going to do in the future. I decided to go to university. Perfect. There are some verbs that can be followed by both gerund and infinitive. And the sense, okay, if it's the gerund, we know it has a past connotation, so it's a past meaning. If it's with the infinitive, it has a future meaning in that sense. So start can be I start to drive, I start driving. Begin to cook, begin cooking. I continue to learn, I continue learning. Bother. I bother to read, bother reading. I'm just saying simple sentences here. I'm not giving you the sentences in the correct tenses, of course, so it has meaning. But you get the idea. You can use the infinitive after, or you can use the gerund immediately after these verbs. Perfect. That would be all for the verbs followed by gerund or infinitive. I hope this was helpful and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.